Salut and bonjour everyone. I'm going to do what is probably going to be my last ride in France for quite a while. I am in the Cévennes region where I arrived last night. I'm now near Saint-Ambrois, where I spent quite a few summer holidays in the 80s. So I thought it would be a fitting end to to end here for now, as I started off in a region in Champagne where I had quite a few happy memories in my childhood in the 70s. So now I'm going to do a little tour here and see if I can recognize some of the buildings that I've stayed at the time. And it's a beautiful region in any way, so that's going to be nice. It's going to be a rather short ride, 65-70k, with quite a few altitude meters, about 1500 to 2000 I reckon. So that's still a bit of work. But we'll see how it goes. I would be surprised if some of the villages are still sort of lively, because they were dwindling at the time already. But we'll see how it is. So I hope you enjoyed the series, although the bikepacking end of it ended a few days before I wanted to. But I think all in all it was a super nice biking holiday, for me at least. So in case you're interested, stay tuned, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Well, obviously things change, and this what I'm about to show you used to be a very nice and lively cafe with jus de boule courses most nights. Super times to be had here, but hélas, no more. Oh, I did misplace quite a few bulls down there. Well, we're talking what, early 80s, mid 80s, so alright, next up. Well, there we go. This used to be part of our summer holiday home that was owned by a French friend of ours. It's called the Mas de Quatre Bras. I think it's because there's four sort of separate livings in this building, and I'm calling it Mas de Quatre Bras, but it could also be Mas. I feel like in the north you're more likely to have a silent S at the end of a word or a town. But here in the south, they usually pronounce the AS. It's like with the wines, Gigondas, Vaqueras, and the city Aubenas, not too far away from here. But there's others, and I reckon if you ask any given French person, 50% will say this, and the other 50 will say something else. But and another 50 will tell you something else again. But yeah, so this was it. And I do remember that there used to be a separate toilet in the garden down there, which was always a bit adventurous at night, because it would be absolutely littered with spiders and scorpions, and that was not really what I was aiming for when I went to the loo. But yeah, that's what you get in the south of France. And also the other thing is, back down the road where the cafe is, I'm I haven't seen it since, but in the 80s, quite often people would catch a snake and then push it down on the street for cars to run over it. You can call that a quote-unquote sports if you like, but that's one of the other things that seems to jog my memory right now. So yeah, wow, good memories here, but oof, a lot of work to be done here. So up to the next place, and see you later. Oh, there we have it. Wow, swimming pool. We have a swimming pool. My God. Wow. That's funny. Now this is the funniest thing. There's only Dutch people here. So a few Dutch people must have bought it. I might actually go ahead and check it out. Ja, nou, zeg dat wel. Ik had het niet verwacht dat... Nee, ook dat. Ja. En in welke staat? Ik ben er geloof ik 10 jaar geleden al een keer langs gefietst. Toen zag het er...
Toevallig, kom even binnen. Kan je het even zien? Mijn man staat even te scheren.
Die schrikt zich waarschijnlijk
nou,
rot.
je moet even naar het Franse les zo.
Ah.
En is opgeknapt nog.
Mooi hoor.
En daar in de hoek woont Bono. Ja.
Ja, leuk.
Ja. En...
Well, that was the funniest thing, really. I just spoke to one of the owners of this Made Quatre Bras, and they're all Dutch, and she's retired, and her husband is actually also retired, but he's a GP, and he's actually trying to get some work here. That I think that would be super welcome for this region. They probably are very short on GPs. Kind of cool. It's nice to see that this building actually is still in development, and people are keen on living here. So yeah, I think that's very positive. So on we go. On y va. Col de Treli. Très bien. Bessèges is of course best known for the Étoile de Bessèges, Star of Bessèges. road race tour. Usually I think mid-February, so that's around this area. Well, this really pains me. This used to be a very lively street full of shops. We used to buy baguettes and whatnot. Sometimes even buy a Dutch newspaper, because hey, the 80s were well before the internet. But it's all dead now. Pity. Well, at least the midget golf sort of prevailed. I'm not sure if it's actually in use, but... So this was here in the early 80s as well. This is a campsite. But it's so depressing to see what used to be a very lively sort of main street in Bessèges to be so, well, depleted of life really. But well, what can you do? We move on. So, next moment in memory lane for me. This is a place where we used to go and swim quite often. And that used to be a place where you get some drinks and snacks, but looks like it's in private hands now. So, yeah, this is Alsace. Back in the day was pretty much the same, I think. Was nice and quiet. Quiet in the sense of the water flowing was not too wild, so perfectly safe for the children. Kind of cool to be back. Well, it's only been what, 35 years? Up to the next point. Allons-y. So this was also the place where somewhere in the 80s, I'll have to look it up, the Tour de France came by, and that was quite a happening, of course, with all the gifts that were being thrown to you from the cars. But I do remember, I think, if I'm correct, that there was a Belgian leading the way. And of course, this is not a mountain stage in Tour de France words, but they certainly are to me. So I'm going up now to Tarabias. Should be some 300-400 meters of climbing. Yeah, so let's do it. See you later. That's Tarabias, another super tiny village where I spent a few holidays. There's really not much to see there, but we'll check it out anyways. Free service.
Post-scriptum.
So this is it, downtown Tarabias, the east, the west, the north and the south as well. This is it.
On est sûr qu'on n'oublie personne, qu'on n'a pas menti, que tout est écrit.
Hello. Hey,
Et tu sais,
salut. Ça va? Bon,
Vous voulez aller où?
qu'on avoue les
nous verrons au lac.
en 3 mots maximum, sans la moindre dentelle, comme un cri du cœur qui résonne juste après la signature, comme un murmure, une larme
Pistache.
sur un mur,
C'est joli.
un appel au secours.
This is it, from holiday home.
Qu'on lance comme un défi sur l'océan des jours face au silence.
Ouais, mais
J'ai parfois la haine.
plus vite quand même. Je vais plus vite quand même, hein. C'est sûr. Hop là. Eh ben, salut, hein.
Post-scriptum, comme un tagueur qui grave sur un temple de Rome la fierté de l'esclave, comme un musicien qui s'étonne d'entendre en écho son refrain plus beau. Faut rajouter un post-scriptum
19,
à nos discours de bois,
18.
à nos serments
Okay.
d'ivrogne, à nos chacun pour soi,
18.
comme un fardeau qu'on abandonne
22.
juste après la
Oh,
signature,
24.
comme
Why
une
not?
blessure au milieu de l'armure. Un appel au secours, urgence, une bouteille à l'amour, qu'on lance comme un défi sur l'océan des jours face au silence. Lettre aux hommes, j'ai souvent la haine. Post-scriptum, au fait, je vous aime.
The castle up there. Bienvenue aux Cévennes. So I suppose all good things must come to an end. So I officially declare this tour over. After 3 weeks of cycling in France, I had quite a few adventures. I hope I'm able to edit it into some viewable videos, but we'll see about that. Obviously I'm very sorry that I couldn't finish off my bikepacking trip the way I planned it, but I guess that's the way with these kinds of trips. There's always some unforeseen things happening, and the absolute adverse weather conditions I could not avoid. I'm now in the Gare, the department of Gare, where 200 milliliters of water fell in one day, and I was supposed to cycle through. I believe 200 equals to 1/5 of the annual rainfall in the Netherlands. So yeah, that was not happening. So instead, I opted for some day trips here and there in the country, and those were quite brilliant as well. So maybe next year I'll try to finish off this tour, because it kind of feels like I have to. I don't have to anything, but I kind of like to. But for now, I'm off, so that's it. Au revoir. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your rides and stay safe out there. And I'll see you soon. Ciao.